All right, I'm about to push record.
Okay.
Okay, and we're live. Today's podcast is unofficially sponsored by Bracket Busters Hard Liquor. Is your bracket busted like a fat man's button on his trousers after wolfing down an all-you-can-eat buffet? Drown your sorrows with pungent pine oak bourbon and get back out there. Bracket Busters Bourbon. That's refreshing. Look at the camera, look at the camera, look at the camera. And scene. Tell you what, Josh, sometimes the fog of war can get to you, man. Those unofficial sponsorships get more confusing than a cow on AstroTurf. Appreciate you for being here, Josh. What's up, man?
Absolutely, man. That's right. That's the best ad I've ever in life. I'm ready to pour myself a glass of that right now because my bracket is 100% busted. It's not even close. It is awful. Worst bracket. I didn't even have a single team in the Elite Eight, Jay. It's
No, I'm right with you, man. I'm right with you. So what was the main one that busted your bracket? Like, how early are we talking about?
Oh, early. I picked Arizona to win the whole thing.
There's the big one.
So I thought I'd just go right ahead and just screw this up right out of the gate.
Sure, why not?
Pick Arizona, why not? Let's go with it. And they broke my heart, and I said, well, that's it. But then I thought, well, okay, I've got some other teams in the Final Four: UCLA,
No, you don't.
Alabama. Yeah, no, not anymore. Man, what a mess.
Yeah. There's 0 perfect brackets left, I believe, and I think that lasted till like the 32 rounds. Everyone was done for after 32, maybe. It's just incredible,
amazing,
man.
It doesn't take that long for us. I mean, it's so based on luck. I mean, what do you just picking teams? My wife picked teams based on where they're located in the United States. She's like, I love San Diego, so I'll pick San Diego State. And there she is now with the team in the Final Four. It's unbelievable.
That's hilarious, man. My ex-wife, I let her into the bracket this year. We never let her in, but this was the year that she was allowed in, and she doesn't know anything about sports. And you know what? If Miami wins next week, she wins the entire pot.
Unbelievable. Wait, that's the last time you let her back in this
Hell
thing.
yeah, man.
Right now.
Just restricted.
Mistake number one.
You are blacklisted, ma'am.
Yeah, you cannot come back. You're lucky you got invited this time, but now that you're going to win, no.
Yeah. She's got to pay the man. She's got to pay me a little bit. Hey, do you think that sports are rigged and scripted?
Well, as a fan...
Let's just jump right into it, man.
I love just coming with the hard questions right out of the gate. As a fan, it sure feels that way a lot of times.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, is it possible to just for your teams to keep losing, and when they lose in the manner that they lose in,
That's what I'm saying.
How can that even happen?
I know.
Unless somebody is telling them to do it this way.
And it's like, if you didn't place that bet, would they have won?
Exactly.
That's what it seems like, right? It's like, if I didn't place like $200 on this team to win, like, come on, man. And then Arian Foster, did you see that interview?
I did see that interview.
What do you think about that, man?
Well, either he's right and all this stuff is scripted and we're all just pawns in this game of chess being played by whoever these higher ups are, or Arian Foster is a Looney Tune. So I'm not sure. It's one or the other.
I saw that and I was just like, man. And then I started thinking back to like these NFL games where I'm like, man, how does that even happen? How does that happen with a couple seconds left and a ref throws a flag like that to change the outcome of the game?
That's nuts. That is hard to get around the fact that some things could be rigged when something like that happens. A referee makes a call, or a player drops a pass, or throws an interception or something, and you're like, but it was so obviously going this way. Like, how could this happen? You got to think back to the Patriots and the Falcons several years ago.
100%. Bingo.
The Falcons had that big lead, and it was like, no, the Patriots going to have to win this. And so the Falcons were like, oh, okay, fine, we're going to have to, start screwing up and letting them make all these catches. And, Yeah.
Everyone goes in.
I'm convinced right here today. It's all scripted. 100%.
Everyone goes into the locker room at the end of the half, open up their lockers, and see that nice little script. Atlanta's like, oh man, this sucks. Patriots are like, hell yeah, baby.
That's right. They're like, yeah, we knew it was going to be our time again. Yeah, we're the Patriots. You can't tell us no.
And at the bottom, Tom's like, oh man, I got to divorce my wife? What? Where did that come from, dude?
I know, I didn't agree to this, but is it going to get me another Super Bowl? Okay, I'll do it.
Fine, another ring.
Fine.
Let me pick your brain again, Josh. I want to know if you think that college athletes should be paid during their college career. Because that used to be a big one. Like, they should be paid, they shouldn't be paid. There's a lot of controversy over that one.
Yeah, at this point, I think that they should be paid, yes. Because of the universities on their name, image, likeness, on their abilities, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it is probably too much. Like some of these young guys signing these multi-million-dollar NIL deals feels like a little much.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there needs to be some regulation there, some caps, some things done to kind of just keep a lid on it so that it doesn't get out of control, because no 18, 19-year-old knows what to do with that kind of money. Luckily, they are within the educational system, so they've got people around them that can help them know what to do. But, at first, honestly, my first thought, initially when this started happening was, I don't ruin the purity of the game that is college athletics. That is like, hey, we're going to college first. We're college students, and now we're also athletes. And you kind of take that approach, and it's all for the love of the game, right? It's for the love of the game, for the love of your school. And now there's definitely a money component to it, and you add in the transfer portal, and it's like, wow, it's a whole nother game. So I guess it is what it is, and it's here, and I don't see how we could go back really at this point. So yeah, I think it's okay for them to get paid a little bit. They are, they're college athletes. They're doing big things, and a lot of them it's really benefited them and their families. So in a nutshell, yeah, I think it's fine. But we do need to find a way to maybe regulate it a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. There should definitely be a cap. I mean, like back in high school, my mom was basically my scholarship, and she was funding me. And the dumb shit I would do with just like $100 on the weekend, like come on, man, it's probably illegal in like 47 states, couple countries. And then you got Ja doing some dumb stuff too, and he's a professional. But these kids are still so young, man. Like the money aspect really does change who you become if you don't have a good crew around you. If you don't have a good support system, like it's easy to flush all that down, man. And I just worry. So I think you're right. There needs to be some kind of a manager or management courses that they can take, some professionals to help them kind of tell them what to do with their money instead of just coming into a bulk amount of money while you are a college athlete. That's kind of insane. That's a kind of insane life to live, right?
It is. I can imagine if I was 18, 19, 20, even 21 years old, and that kind of money came to me, and I would just bun it all in cocaine, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Logical thing to do. Woo! And so
goes hand in hand, man.
So it's good. I live in Tennessee currently, and I know that the University of Tennessee, they have a company. They have like people like helping them, like walking the student athletes through how to use this money, like how to manage this whole NIL stuff. So like that's valuable. We got to keep that going because you just don't want it. Just more money, more problems, baby.
Say it again. All that chicanery comes along with it, man. Cocaine and chicanery.
That's right. For the record, I did not do cocaine in college, just in case anybody was wondering. Okay, but moving on.
Good to get that out there. Josh, did your followers come shortly, like after you did one of your skits, or what did that look like? And first of all, congratulations on all of your success, man. You got a hilarious presentation. It's mostly sports centric. and you got the occasional Starbucks variation. But I'm just curious, how did all of your followers come? Was it shortly after you did one of your skits, or was it like duration over a long period of time, trial and error?
Yeah, well, thanks, Jay. I'm a big deal, you know.
I know.
I'm a huge deal.
The biggest.
Probably the best comedian on the planet. If I had to rank myself and others, I would say me first, and then like
humble.
All these other guys.
Clearly, you're on cocaine again.
Right. Yes. Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but
you don't got to.
It is 11:30 a.m. So
10:30 here. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't wait too long. Right now, Jay is like, why did I ask this guy to be on my podcast?
Let's end this right now. You're self-incriminating, Josh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess there's a moment when it kind of hit, and people started. So, like, I did a video with a character I created called Coach Lance, and he was basically the new football coach at the University of Tennessee, and it was the day they fired Jeremy Pruitt as their head coach, and so I thought, oh, this would be funny. Like, I'll just make up a coach and say he's the coach. And I did this like fake press conference. I mean, I did it all like in a couple hours in the office, and that went pretty big. And so I thought, okay, wow, I've got something here. Mm-hmm. And I did a few more Coach Lance type stuff, and I would do like a funny video here and there, but I wasn't really like diving in big with it. I was just kind of doing it a little bit, and then. In the summer of 2022, last summer, I decided, okay, I really want to do this like for real and go big. And so, I crafted a plan and said, okay, let's do it. So I did some videos. They got some laughs, but they weren't really. Some of them were sports oriented, but a lot of them were non-sports. And I get some laughs, get some followers. Like, all right, this is great. And then I jumped into a college mascot video. Laughing at the Auburn Tigers, because they're the Tigers, but they've got this eagle, and so they yell War Eagle. They don't even yell Go Tigers. They yell War Eagle. And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? So I was like, that would be funny to like do this funny skit about how they came up with that mascot. So it's like going back to 1890 or whatever they came back to it, but the context is like today, so like I still act like it's today, but it's like, so it's just, so I did it, and man, it shot up to got 1 million views.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, okay, people like this stuff, and so yeah, and that was right as college football was about to start, and so man, I thought, okay, let's just double down. So I did all these college mascot videos. I did like all these fan versus fan videos when teams would play each other, and just dove into that world and really just stayed in there and just kind of maximized that.
Yeah, for sure.
What was going on at the time, and so yeah, it was like, wow, this is happening. Okay, I'm getting like 1,000 followers a day or more, and it was just kind of like exponential growth, right? Just kind of kept going.
You were seeing the reshares, which is a huge one, right?
Yeah, that's huge. Well, other people share stuff. I mean, that's,
man.
Yeah, they're doing the marketing for you.
Hell yeah.
So nice. So yeah. So yes, it did kind of happen all at once, really, because I was kind of getting some followers here and there, and then when I really hit that sports stuff, man, it was like boom.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. So you found your field to do it, and then you just kind of capitalized on that, and there was no looking back, right? Have you
That's right.
A lot of people, I feel like, have a hard time being true to themselves, so they'll once they capture something, sometimes they'll try to deviate away and see if they can get away with doing something else. Have you ever thought about that? Or once you found this sports stuff, you're like, all right, no, this is it. This is 100% me. I like what I'm doing. This shit is funny. The people like it. Let's keep on.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I actually did a few political-oriented skits early on. Mm-hmm. And I did not like the feeling I got after those, because if you choose a side in your political comedy, you automatically just alienated half of the people in America, right? They're going to hate you.
Yep.
The other half will love you. So it's like, man, this feels like a lose-lose. Like I don't really want to operate that way. So for me, the sports was a great it felt meant to be honest with you. It really did. It felt like this is a place where I can be funny, be who I am, combine two things I love, sports and comedy and acting, and make people laugh, which is really one of my goals in life, is just make people laugh. And so I have tried some other things. It's funny, every now and then I'll do something that's not sports, and most people like it, but there's an occasional person who will comment and like, stick with sports, buddy. Stay in your lane. You know?
Thanks, boss.
Like, thanks, pal.
No,
whatever you say, I'm here to do it. So.
I'm your servant. Yeah.
Yeah, please, whatever, please. If you could come be my manager, that'd be great. You clearly know more than I do. But I do some videos.
That Starbucks one was hilarious, though, man. That was a really good one. I like that one so much.
Thank you. The Starbucks is one of my favorite ones too, because it's not too far from being accurate. You know, I mean, it's a an exaggeration, obviously, of the experience, but it's still, it's not that far off. Yeah, the guy's like, do you want coconut milk, deer milk, bamboo milk, sock milk? I don't know. You can get milk from anything.
I'm just watching it like, man, I had that experience before. Yeah, you're right on. You're spot on.
Yeah, it's true. So, that was a good one. I do some country music stuff as well. Like, I partner with Outsider, and they're out of Nashville. They're a great company, and they wanted me to do some, like, country music lyrics. And kind of sort of the same committee type deal where I've got a few people in a room and they're deciding, okay, we need to write a song for Morgan Wallen. What do we do? And one guy's like, guys, let me tell you, I just had such a rough night last night. This girl, she broke my heart, and that's how they come up with the song, right? And it's like, I'm playing all the parts, of course. And so that's been pretty good.
That's pretty hilarious.
I don't know things as well as I know sports better than anything, probably.
Right.
It's a good lane to be in.
So what's your creative process when you're coming up with one of these sports centric videos, one of these skits? Like, walk me through, like, from inception to shooting the video. Like, what does this all look like to you when you're creating this?
Yeah, well, so first thing is, I'll have an idea in the shower, right? It's like
always. Is that where it always stems from? The shower?
It's the shower, or I'm working out, or doing anything that's not being creative, right? Like when I sit down, I'm like, okay, I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm just like, I sit there and it's like, all right.
You're trying to force it.
But it's usually, you can't force it.
No.
Yeah. So usually I'm doing something else, and come up with an idea, and then I'll jot some notes down about it. I'll go right away as soon as I can and go write down a couple of lines, like, this would be a funny line, like just like one or two sentences, and then I'll come back to it later and start writing the script. And then I typically have to do a little bit of research sometimes, whether it's sports related or whatever, just to make sure that I'm accurate in the things I say,
right.
Or if I'm or research a team. If I'm doing a college mascot or something like that, I want to find out, some things about the mascots and about the traditions, those types of things. So do a little research, and then I write it. And typically I'll write it and then let it sit, and then come back to it the next day, and I'll have some better ideas, right?
Oh, you got some patience on your side then, huh?
Well, sometimes it depends.
Yeah, because the excitement can get overwhelming. You just want to post right away. I always think it's a good idea to let that marinate for a little bit. Always.
Yes, you're right, man. Because and that's not my natural tendency. My natural tendency is to be like, let's go, like let's make it. But my dad, thank goodness, he's always been a good influence in my life. He's always like, look, you need to write something, or even if you make the video, let it sit, come back to it, and then it just gives you perspective, right? So. I don't do it all the time, but when I can, I try to let it sit and then come back, and it usually does make it better. So I write it, and then that takes the longest, honestly. The whole writing is probably the longest process because it is a creative process, and it takes a while, and you have to. I've never really written a script that I ever feel like is actually finished.
Oh, of course. There's always something you can add or take out, or
always be improved. But at some point, you just have to say, okay, I got to stop. I got to make this. I mean, I can't write it forever.
You're right.
So that takes the longest, and then I shoot it in. I've got a home studio. I shoot it right there. I play all the parts. That's half an hour to an hour by the time I do some costume changes and I do multiple takes and all that kind of thing of each character. And then, from there it's just editing. And I do most of the editing. I do have another guy that does some editing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm editing, and that's another few hours of cutting it up, and you're doing everything from adding captions to getting the file right and all that kind of stuff. So that's the process, and all in, I mean, it's a day's work, for one solid video.
Yeah.
It's about a day's work. So sometimes though it just hits. I'll write a script in 20 minutes. I'll go shoot it and I'll crank it out, and it all happens in about 4 hours, right?
Damn.
But that's not the norm. The norm is it's an all-day deal. Man.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, a lot of people just don't understand what goes into it. And there's a lot of behind the curtain which takes place. People just see the content you're throwing out there, and I don't know. Do you think that they imagine that you just whipped it up kind of in an hour, 2 hours, and then put it out there? What do you think that your followers think?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you're right. I think most of them think that I just whip them up, woo, I'm just gonna make this video real quick, and I don't use my phone. I use a real camera. I use an actual microphone that's clipped onto my shirt. I have lights set up. I have a green screen. It's very scientific. Only really smart people can do it. So I mean, there's only a few of us in the world that can do this kind of stuff.
Thank God you're doing it, man. The smartest, the funniest comedian, and the scientific professor. Thank God we have you.
That's right. You're welcome, America. And I wonder why people can't take me seriously. I don't know. But I think most people do think it doesn't take very long. But I'll occasionally get some people that message me and they're like, man, I can't, I just, mad respect for the amount of work it takes to probably pull this off every time.
Yeah,
so
good.
There are people out there who get it,
Well, that's why I like talking to people like you, man, some creators, because it's nice to let people know what is involved in making some of this stuff, because it's not just you put your phone up and then you go record something funny, dude. It's not like that at all. For everyone listening, if you think that you can do this, please just go ahead and give it a try and send me a video. I would love to see it. It takes a lot. You have to be dedicated, man. You have to be on cocaine and dedicated and medicated in order to get this right. I'm telling you.
That's right. Dedicated, sophisticated.
Oh, damn.
All the cadence. You got to have all that stuff.
So tell me your thoughts on accumulating traffic to your page. Do you think it's just that good content will bring followers, or is marketing, and is it a calculated sort of method, or is it just the good content will bring followers?
Man, I have no freaking idea.
Me too. No clue.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's times when I think, we're gonna be rocking, for a while, and then it's nothing. And I'm like, what? So I think
you're a scientist, though, man. I thought I should ask you because you're into science stuff.
You're right. Dang, I'm should have thought about that before. Okay, so there are a few things I do think actually help with the traffic. And one is, yes, your content has to be good. There's a lot of people that are putting out videos that are just not funny. It's just not good.
Yeah.
And that I say that with all humility, because I've put out some videos that are really bad.
Me
and
too.
You can no longer see them because they've been deleted by me because they're terrible. So, the better I got at this, the more I started to delete some of the old ones that people didn't really watch that much. So I was like, there's a reason nobody watched them, so we're just going to get rid of them. First, the content has to be good. It has to be funny. It has to be, you have to stop the scroll. Right? People are scrolling. Their thumb, scroll. What's going to make them stop? There's got to be something right off the bat that makes them stop. A lot of times, since I do college stuff, it's when I do college mascot video, the very first line of every video is, "Welcome to the University of Auburn." we're here to choose the mascot and nickname for our school, right? That's the first line. And when I do Ohio State, welcome to Ohio State. We are here because that way, when they scroll, if they are a fan of that school, they immediately stop.
Yeah.
Because it's something about my school.
Beautiful.
So that kind of thing to kind of catch their attention or do something in the first few seconds that makes them want to watch, right? I think that's the first thing. So having good content. And then the other thing that I've really benefited from is timeliness. Doing the college mascot videos during football season, I mean, that's huge. If I was doing them during May, June, and July, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. So the timeliness of things that are either relevant in the news or just relevant in what's going on in the world. So obviously, making a video about the SEC football championship game the week of the game, boom, like that's timely. So those are kind of the two main things that I've experienced. And I think that you can kind of get what I feel like is a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And you just keep cranking the content, don't stop. Algorithm, I guess, whatever that is, likes it when you keep posting, and you keep posting the same type of content, and the engagement starts to grow. So I've noticed something. This is really interesting. On Instagram, I at one point, probably in late last year, 2022, it tells you your reach. It was like you are reaching 4 million people. That's the highest I got, 4 million people.
Damn.
With your content. And I was like, woo, let's go. And it is currently today, which is March 20-something, it is at like 575,000 is my reach. It has dropped significantly because of my reliance on college football. As soon as college football is over, boom, huge drop. And you could see it go, it was like 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. And it was like down, and it got down to like 400,000. Now it's starting to come back up because of March Madness, college basketball, different things. So it's a snowball. So I'm kind of trying to roll that snowball up and continue to make the content that is currently working. So yeah, doubling down on what works, making it timely with what's going on, and then catching their attention at the beginning to have them stop scrolling. That's kind of the if there's the formula that I've figured out, that's about it. Other than that, I think it's just it's a game of luck sometimes.
Yeah, I think what's working. I mean, it's awesome that there's analytics that you can look at, so you can kind of like sense this trajectory of what your content's going to do. Like you just said, man, during the football season, like your shit bursts, it goes up. And then you kind of know that when the season's over, you're going to be a little flat for a little bit, but it's gonna pop right back up. So there's this cycle that, I mean, it's kind of like your expectation right now. But I would figure that March Madness that you'd see some giant booms. I mean, especially since the way these brackets have gone, man. Like it's a complete, like, dude, sometimes comedy writes itself.
It does, man. That's so true, and I have benefited from that so much. It's like, man, these jokes write themselves. How hard is it to make fun of Kentucky? People from Kentucky. Well, that's easy.
Arkansas.
Mention a trailer park and some kissing cousins, and you got it. So, yeah. I've just offended everybody in Kentucky.
Hell yeah.
Podcast. What's great about that, though, side note, is like, I make fun of Kentuckians, Arkansas, Alabama, all these schools because of their redneckness and their, or whatever. But I live in Tennessee. Like, I live in Tennessee. So it's like, hey.
You're on my list, man. I'm from Chicago.
So, yeah, I mean, it's like, I can say all the things I say about the other states, I can say about my own state. So, that's what makes it okay, I guess, right?
You can't take life too seriously, man. Like, if you're going to be a comedian and you take yourself too seriously, you won't last. There's just no way. If you get offended by, like, the small little things that everybody jokes about, good luck, sir. Good luck.
That's right.
Yeah.
You ain't never going to make it because, you can't, it's hard to write a joke that at least doesn't offend somebody a little bit. Like, that's kind of the part of the joke. What's funny is that it's a little bit pushing the envelope. That's the whole point. Yeah.
Have you ever done stand-up comedy before?
I've done a handful of stand-up comedy sessions. Yeah. It's not something I do often, but I can see it probably happening a little bit more in the future. I don't dislike it. It's just, I'm definitely as an actor, a comedian, like I'm comfortable in front of a camera.
Yeah.
More so than in a live room. Now I enjoy doing live stuff. It's great. I don't necessarily get nervous. It's just not my process. Just lends itself to the camera instead. But yeah, I've done some and probably will do some more. And I think it would be smart of me really to probably do some live shows to just help kind of energize some fans and just find another way to connect with people.
I think that's a wonderful way to market as well. I think next week I'm going to go give it a try to an open mic because I love comedy so much. And I think when you put yourself out there and if people enjoy your presence, like, dude, you'll see a massive boom since you already have this platform on social media. Like, that can only enhance it, right? Unless you completely bomb and you say some offensive shit, then you're on your own, buddy. But I think for you sound pretty intelligent. You're a scientist. You do cocaine. You have this social media platform. I think you'll be fine if you do that, and your page will continue to grow, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. That's great advice. In fact, and I think you're right. And I wish you the best of luck too in your first time doing stand up.
First time, yeah. I've been writing for so long, but just as of the last month, I've been just like that creative process, man. I'll be like 2 a.m. Something funny strikes in my head, and I've been writing it down, and I'm trying to make something out of it. Or like when I'm on a run, that's when the creative process happens for me, man. Like I'll run 3 miles every other day, and during that, I end up in this flow state. Like it's so bizarre, man. All these thoughts, like I'm tapped into just something so unworldly, and all of these thoughts that I normally don't have come flushing into me. And I just have to write them down. Like during my run, I'll pull out my phone and start writing shit. It's so crazy how you can just tap into this stuff.
And I love that. That's so cool. And yeah, sometimes when I'm working on something, I do think of some good things. That's fantastic. Yeah, write those things down. Just make some notes, and then you do that over time. Eventually, you've got a whole stand-up set ready to go.
For sure. Yeah.
You just got to fine tune it, of course. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that because you're a funny guy, man, and you've got a great personality. You're a lot of fun. Like you're very likable. So, and I think that's a big thing. It's just being likable and being able to have the audience drawn in by you because they like this guy. And if they're more willing to laugh at your jokes and whether they're super funny or just a little bit funny, I think. Doesn't matter. So yeah,
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
You're gonna do great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. We should tell the audience that I did pay you to say that. So thanks for the free marketing, dude.
Yeah. No, it was only $5, people. So don't get too excited.
That's like $1 million to me. So.
Times are tough. Inflation.
Times are tough, bro. Hey, did you want to do like this? Like be a content creator? Like, when did that spark into your mind? Like, oh man, yeah, this is kind of what I want to do.
Well,
I guess there's like a whole story to that, right? Like, the content creating is very tedious, I guess, or like long drawn out, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, and I didn't grow up thinking I want to be a content creator. I mean, when I was a kid, content creator wasn't a thing, right? It was.
Well, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking right now?
Yeah, I'm 42.
Okay, I'm 35.
Okay.
We didn't grow up with the social media.
That's right. Yeah. So it was about I want to be an actor or I want to be in theater, right? That's kind of your performance outlets, or singing or whatever your kind of art you like. But
yeah.
So even as an adult, I didn't think I want to be a content creator, but it just kind of came. It came to us, right? Because I'm a creator. I'm a comedian. I want a platform, right, to be able to create these things and put things out to the world. And yes, I do some acting. I do some filmmaking. I do those things, and that's sort of my ultimate goal. I don't currently live in LA or Atlanta or a place where I'm really immersed in the industry. And I think you can be an actor, you can be a filmmaker from almost anywhere in the country, but it helps if you're in a saturated market, like that to do those things. So for me, in order to get myself out there, it's like I think I need to utilize social media and create my own content.
Yeah.
And essentially write my own stuff, right? I guess cast myself in it, right, by being the actor, and then produce the whole thing and put it out. And that's sort of, it's like every time I make a video, it's like a little mini film. It's not really a film, of course, but it's a little mini production, where I've done all the parts of it. And so, yeah, for me, it helps, I think, get me to where I want to go, which is more roles in movies and TV shows and things like that. So now, if all I ever did for the rest of my life was make funny videos on social media and make a great living doing that, I'd be happy as could be. I'd be so grateful. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I love what I'm doing. So, but it is a stepping stone as well. It is a means to an end at the same time. So I don't foresee necessarily that I'll ever stop doing it. But I would like to be adding in some additional components to who I am as an artist and as an actor as well. So, if that makes sense.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, that comes along with being creative, man. It's like you always want to continuously grow. Always. You always see something on the other side. Like, it's not like a stagnant move. It's always what's next. How can I put myself out there to get more opportunities, essentially?
Absolutely. We're always evolving and we're always, growing. You don't really come to a place where like you've just kind of made it. Where you're like, I've arrived. You're always growing as a person.
That'd be a problem, right?
That would be. I think you can never really peak, right? I think you always are growing, and you have peaks, I guess, in which you really are just hitting your stride. But you're always growing in your craft. You're always growing as an individual, and I've got to accept that, and not, you're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. So just let that go right now.
Right. That's one of the biggest issues I have, man, is complacency. When people get complacent, I think that is one of the biggest killers to human beings, is just being complacent. It's okay. I'm kind of happy. It's fine. And they don't want to get outside the box and put themselves in fear's way, I guess, because they're afraid to get on stage or they're afraid of failure. So they're just happy with getting that, that average paycheck, and which is fine. Not everyone's the same, but I just think a lot of people have it in them that they can do something great, man. They can do something great, but they just have to get uncomfortable. You have to get out of your neighborhood for a little bit and just get out there and see what you're capable of, because dude, this one saying is diamonds are made under pressure. If you don't put yourself under pressure, you're never going to know how great you can be. And I'm telling you, man, some people can be great. They just got to get a little uncomfortable. You'll surprise yourself. You will. I'm telling you.
Preach it, buddy. I love that. You're absolutely right. I'm with you 100%. I think we were all created with the ability to be great, and we just have to find that. And it does require getting out of your comfort zone. And all of us can relate to that in whatever way it is. For me, it's putting out that first video. Then it's putting out the second one, and the third one is being consistent. And it's even now, I put out a video and I'm like, is this even funny? Oh my gosh, are people even going to like it? We're always going to be battling that, but there's always discomfort in that. But life is short. You just said it. It's just life is short. We don't have, we've got 80, 90 years here. Let's not live it apathetically or with complacency. Let's go after the things that are inside of us that we're passionate about and give it all we've got. And if you're not sure what that is, start discovering. Start trying things and discovering what am I passionate about. And it may be connected to your career, or it may not be. Sure. Some people, they say, I'm really good at finance or accounting, so I'm meant to be passionate about it, but I'm good at it. So I like doing it 9 to 5, and so I'm going to keep doing that. But after that, I'm gonna write a script. I'm gonna do some whatever other some pottery or whatever art you like, or whatever sports, or whatever it is. Get passionate about it and do it. And some people end up turning their passions into careers, and I feel fortunate that at this point I'm able to do that. But also knowing that life is short, so just let's get after it, man. Let's live with passion. Yeah,
that's preach as well, brother. Damn. Yeah, you're embracing the moment that you're in, which is amazing, in real time, so that you're not just kind of taking it for granted, like maybe some people do, but you're kind of embracing it, and you're understanding. It's cool to hear you talk, man, that you understand that life is this finite thing, like it's going to end at some point. So just like, who gives a shit, man? Who cares if someone like makes fun of you or like talks shit to you for a little bit? Like, come on, man. No one gets out of this alive. No one does. Like 99% of people don't get out of this alive.
Right. 10 and 10 people will die. Yeah, nobody's making it best. Yeah, absolutely. That perspective has always got to be there. And even though, I have bad days, of course, I get frustrated about things. And I always have to think, I'm like, Josh, what are you frustrated about? Like, you're literally doing what you want to do with your time, with your life. Like, don't get frustrated at something that like 5 years ago, I would love to have been frustrated about what I'm frustrated about right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so grateful that I'm frustrated about this instead of something that I don't want to be doing.
Yeah.
So that perspective is huge, man.
I was actually having this thought yesterday night about like sports players, how they get paid so much, and sometimes they get emotional and they complain, and then the average viewer is like, man, how the hell are you complaining right now? You have it made. But then I was trying to be like the devil's advocate and kind of looking at it through the sports players lens, and what I came up with was, this person maybe they understand like the magnitude of the position that they're in right now. And it's so stressful because at any moment, if they don't perform, they can just lose it all. They can just lose it all. Yep. And then they have to go be a salesman, not digging on salesmen because I am a salesman, but like they wouldn't get that sports athlete like D1 or professional, like they don't get that anymore. And now they have to live like this kind of regular life. So there's just like this huge emphasis on performing correctly. And with that comes so much stress. So yeah, of course they're going to be emotional. Of course they're going to be like frantic at some times. So I was just trying to look at it through a different lens, and that's what I came up with. So when you're tying it back into you, like you're able to do what you love for like a job, which is amazing. But it's okay to be hard on yourself because you understand that not everyone gets this moment, so you have to perform. You want it to be right so you don't lose this. So that's kind of where my head's at with it.
I think you're absolutely right, man. And that's a great headspace to have, because you're right. The athletes, they earn it. I mean, it is. You think it's easy being LeBron James? It's probably not easy being LeBron James. Or Tom Brady, or any other major athlete who's, the entire franchise depends upon you. This is a multi-billion-dollar franchise for some of these places, and you're the face of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a bad game, they're going to write about it. They're going to talk about it. So yeah, it's a lot more pressure than I'm dealing with. That's for sure. And
only by a little bit, not much.
Not much. Yeah, me and LeBron are like right there, both kind of on the same level. Yeah. It's interesting. Just the thought of, all this could be taken away from you at any moment. So that helps you and that's not a morbid thought, it helps you enjoy the process.
Yeah.
It helps you enjoy what you're doing, and be grateful that you have the opportunity to do what you're doing. Because at any moment it could be taken from you. And for those guys, that just means that now they've still got to take care of their family, at the level that they have been,
mm-hmm.
and they're probably taking care of extended family members as well.
Oh yeah.
And there's just a lot to that. And all of a sudden, the one thing they've spent their life doing, whether it's by injury or by whatever other method, has essentially stopped. That's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah, it's so easy to dehumanize these athletes, man. I don't like that aspect of it. I understand it. It's just real shitty sometimes. Like to dehumanize. Yeah. Like if someone gets injured and people are cheering over that shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of brutal, right?
It's brutal. It's ridiculous. I had this conversation with somebody the other day about sports, about fans getting in fights in the stadiums and stuff. I'm like, oh my, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's embarrassing.
Hell yeah.
Honestly. Like, sports are supposed to be fun.
Uh-huh.
And these players are giving a lot of their life and who they are to this game, and it should be respected in that way. And I hope that people like you and me can bring levity and comedy into the sports world and into life, so that people can just laugh, man. People, the world is a crazy place. We all know that. We look around, and unless you're living in a cave, you know that things are pretty crazy out there, and just being able to laugh, man. I just want to make people laugh.
Same here, man.
Laughter cures a lot of stuff.
I agree with that. So, what was your biggest reason to get into this? Was it just to make people laugh, to bring comedy, make people happy?
Yeah. I am always making jokes. I've got a wife and 3 kids, 3 daughters, and I'm constantly making them laugh. I always want to make people laugh.
Yeah.
It just brings me joy. And so I always kind of saw myself as being what I call living room funny, right? You can tell jokes and have a good time, in the living room with friends, and just, okay, and I thought, okay, I could translate this to, a bigger arena. Let's make other people laugh. And so just the desire to, it sounds cheesy, but that there's all this comedy and stuff inside of me, and I want to get it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Let it out. Let it out, boy.
Yeah. Let it out, son. Without just wearing my family out all day long. Okay, let me get this out into the world a little bit. So it is an outlet. I mean, it really is. As an artiste, as a comedic artiste.
What is that, French?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I don't
Bilingual
know.
too, man. You just keep surprising me, Josh.
Bilingual, actually trilingual.
Oh,
Spanish too, amigo. So.
All right, gracias.
That's as far as it goes. Just
You and I both. Tell me who your biggest supporters are.
Oh man, my biggest supporters. Well, I mean, the correct answer, I guess, is
the
my
great
wife.
People of Mexico.
Oh. The great people of Mexico.
No.
Josh Mancuso comedy. Sure. They're like, who? Who is this guy? My wife is my biggest supporter, of course, and has to put up with me.
That's good.
People ask her, when they meet her, they're like, is he like this, at home all the time? And she's like, yeah, all the time, So I'm sure she gets worn out. So and my kids, they really are great, man. Although I will say this, my 8th grade daughter, came home from school one day and she's like, Dad, all the boys in my class watch your video. It's so embarrassing. I'm like,
milestone.
Sorry, honey. I'm going to continue to embarrass you for the rest of your life. So just get ready. And then there are a handful of folks that are just these diehard fans. They're people that no matter what I put out, they will watch everything.
That's so cool.
And it's so nice, man.
Yeah.
There's a lady named Kim. I can't think of her last name right now, but Kim. She's always messaging me. She's
Are you saying Kim?
Kim, what's up, Kim? Yeah.
My mom's name is Kim. Maybe it's my mom. Shit.
It's probably your and it's Jay's mom who's been watching me.
Shout out. She doesn't even listen to me. What the hell? Listens to you? This is bullshit.
Yep. There's a lot of jokes to come from this right now, but I'll hold that. But,
you better not. You better not.
So, this lady named Kim, who's Jay's mom, obviously, she watches all my stuff. It is so nice, and so those are the people that that if I quote get canceled, they'll stick with me.
That's right.
So it's nice to have those folks, man.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I got one last question for you, man. Before we wrap this up, I just want to know, what is your the biggest milestone that you want to hit? What do you forecast? What do you see? What would make you complete?
Okay. Oh, now we're getting deep. Okay.
Real deep.
Real deep, maybe. I guess the biggest milestone I would like to complete would be, I had this saying back in 2020. I said, in 10 years, I want to be at the Academy Awards. And my love for the Oscars has dwindled a bit, just due to a number of reasons. But I think that I don't care about winning an Oscar. I don't care about awards. But there's that, if I'm at the Academy Awards, that's something. That means I've done something as an entertainer, as a comedian, as an actor that has gotten me to that place. And it would give me a platform, a bigger platform to influence people, to impact others. And so, I think the milestone is, Martin Scorsese called me and says, we want you to be in our next movie, right? That's the big milestone.
That's the validation for you. That's like, I'm something.
Yeah. And, I don't mean to get all spiritual or anything like that, but I feel like my validation comes from God. Like I don't need, people's validation. I don't need other people's affirmation. I get that from Him. But living in the world and as an artist, as somebody that has a career that's trying to achieve things and that is being aggressive with that, that type of affirmation would be huge to have. I probably should have said probably a comedic director. Adam Sandler calls me and says, "Hey, I want you to be in my next movie." Or Ryan Reynolds calls and says, "Hey, I want you to be in the next movie." So that that is sort of the big milestone where I feel like, okay, I'm doing what I love to. I already feel like I'm doing what I am meant to do, but that's sort of the next big step, and it's a big one for sure.
That's a big one. I wrote it down. I got it written down here. So when I talk to you again in a few years here, I'll be like, man, you did it. You did it. I wrote it down and everything. And I think you have like a head start, man, because when you just said the only person that can validate you is God, I mean, that's pretty deep right there. I mean, that gives you a head start because you don't care what other people think of you, man. You're cool in your own skin. Like, you got this. You know what you're doing. It's like, I mean, hats off to you, man. Damn.
Thanks, man. Same to you. I think we have this a very like-minded perspective. I mean, that's something nobody can take from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody can take that or give it. And it's, you're just comfortable in my identity and who I am. And then everything else is just gravy, really.
Wonderful. Josh, I
don't even like gravy, but
now you do. You like nose gravy.
I do now. I'm from the South. I mean, I live in the South, and I don't like biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
So I don't know, man. I know.
Watch your followers just now it goes down to 20K.
We're like, we're done with this fool.
Like gravy,
like,
what?
What an idiot. Yeah. Get him out of here. Cancel him.
Listen, man. Thanks for dropping by. I mean, this was an absolute pleasure to get to know you. All the listeners get to know you. I want to give you a second to go ahead and chill out some of your social media and any upcoming events you got. The floor is yours right now.
Thank you, Jay, and thanks for having me on. Had an absolute blast. You're one of the best hosts I've ever interacted with in a podcast or in a situation like this.
Thank you.
So do not stop what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what you do as well. Thanks again, man. And people can find me obviously. Instagram is my kind of the main platform, and it's at Josh Mancuso, just my name, Josh Mancuso. And Facebook is at the Josh Mancuso. There's kind of the two spots, and YouTube as well. I'm lucky to be monetized on YouTube, and the more people watch videos there, the more helpful it is to me to have some funds to keep creating my work. So YouTube, just obviously just search Josh Mancuso, and I'm right there.
Awesome. Josh, again, a pleasure, man. Thanks for doing this. I'm excited to see where you end up, man. You're doing such good work. Be yourself. Be truthful to yourself. I know you will. Appreciate it again for stopping by, and everyone listening, thanks. God bless.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. You are seriously great at asking questions and at just being intuitive throughout the whole interview and the whole conversation. Yeah, and
thanks.
Joking around, but still asking good questions. Like, it was great, man. I was definitely. It went by fast. I would have said you're the best one, but I didn't want to insult some of the other podcasts